Good morning, everyone. It's Lola Wrist with LolaWrist.com. I'm a Stampin' Up! Independent demonstrator, and I am getting ready to do a Facebook Live, but I need to get it on my iPad, and I also have to let it get into your newsfeed because it takes a little bit of time. So let's see if I can pull it up. It's a really wet day here, really dreary. Morning, Connie. Nice to have you with us today. So I'm trying to pull it up on my iPad, Connie. I think I've got it already. There it is. Good deal. Okay. So, and I've already got Connie with us. Connie, have you picked up your bundle from Mary Ross yet? I know she has it for you. I decided I didn't get finished last week with what I wanted to do with Evergreen Elegance. I want to play some more. So this week I'm going to continue to play with that. But I want to show you how to do some Christmas tags. I know some of you don't do tags, but I think you can still pick up some ideas of things that I've got for you. So I'm going to go on ahead and get this turned down. I've got Jonna coming over here in a little bit, so I know I can't wait too long to get started. So just a nice dreary wet day, but that's okay. I like fall days when it gets this way. I personally, by the time August is over, I am so ready for the fall to get here. I'm tired. I feel like I'm wilting from the heat. Okay, so let me pull this up a little more, see where I'm at. I'm up there that far. Okay, we're in focus now. So just so you know, the October host code, anyone that puts orders in online, yeah, you're working on Halloween stuff. Good for you, Connie. I need to do that too because I've got Nora's treat bags to school, but Fiona's are not done, and so I have to do that this week before we go to see them. Anyhow, the October host code, if you will put in an online order, if you do so, you can put it in, and there's a spot when you check out that it says to a host code. This is the host code for October, and if you enter the host code at the checkout time and then you click apply, it will go towards a party for Hostess Rewards. And then online orders, I turn around and use those to purchase something for those people who have put in $50 orders or more online. This month it's red champagne or basic rhinestone package. So you'll just let me know after the fact, and I've already contacted a couple of people on that. So, all right, we're gonna get started here. So this is what we're gonna do. We're gonna do a layered Christmas tag today, and I'm still using my Heartwarming Hugs DSP. I really like that DSP. It's just really pretty for Christmas. And I'm using my layered circles that are still available, and I'm just using die cuts from multiple things. This one is from the Hippos and Friends. Both of these are from Hippo and Friends die. But this is what's unique about it. This is a hinged tag. It opens up, and you have the inside of the tag, and it's all one piece. So even though you may not do Christmas tags, you might have a gift bag sometime for a special friend that you just want to make a special tag. And I want to show you how easy it is to make a hinged tag, okay? So we're going to go on ahead and we're going to start with my die cut machine. Let me see if I can turn this so that people can see. My die cut machine, I use this all the time. In fact, I hate to think how many hours this has been used. I'm going to raise this up to make it as high as I can so that you can see as much as you possibly can. There we go. All right. I can go over a little bit this way. So we're going to start with a piece of Pear Pizzazz. And I want you to fold it so that you have a nice crisp fold. And I want it to be a piece that you could actually do double and still not, you know, if you came over here, you could do double, but you would end up catching someplace behind it. That's not going to be a full circle. So I'm going to come over to this side. I'm going to put my boards in. And I am awful. I use my board so much, it's unreal. Okay, so I'm going to put the fold in first. And I'm going to take one of my circle dies. You can take any of your circle dies, any of the large dies. And I'm going to fold it, and I'm going to put it right over that fold. And I'm going to overlap it just enough so that there is a spot here that will not cut. I hope you can see that. Let me see if I've got comments going. Oh, I'm glad you got that, Connie. Awesome. Okay, so I have gotten my large circle, and this is a scallop one. And I'm going to lay it on here so that I have a small section up here that is off. You should be able to see that dark little line right in there. Okay? And I'm going to run this through. It is a little, because you're cutting double, it is a little thicker, okay? A little bit harder. You might have to have Angie or Corey help you with this one, Connie, if you did that. Okay. And get rid of the excess. And I'm going to move the machine now out of our way. Love that machine that folds up. And now I have it. It came through the machine, through the die cut. I can kind of push it back in there right there. And you have that open area right here. And when I pop it out, you have a scallop piece that is hinged. Okay? Perfect. Now I'm going to go on ahead and lower this down a little bit. All right. So first thing after I got out here, I thought, Lordy, I did not realize I had as much product out as I possibly could today. That's unreal. I have made some circles. I've cut some white circles. I've cut some DSP circles from the Heartwarm Hugs. I've actually cut some die cuts of different things. So I'm just going to pair some of these up a little bit. I'm going to start first. I think I'm going to do this one. And we're just going to make it a real simple one. We're going to need an inside circle, and we're going to need a pretty decorative piece on the outside. I'm going to go on ahead and take my tape runner. And I'm going to put this on first thing. I'm going to try and center it as best I can, but I think I want those stripes going straight up and down. Close enough for me. Okay? And then I'm going to go on ahead and take this piece here, which is just a circle. It is part of the die cut sets, but you could also use one that's a punch or whatever. And I'm going to decorate it a little bit. I'm going to use 3 different stamp sets today. And this is where I said, I'm sorry, I got a lot of product here. I'm going to use the Evergreen Elegance. I'm going to use the trees. I'm going to use the pine bough and a star. Problem is, these are very large greetings. And so I'm working with a pretty small area. So I needed something that had some smaller images, smaller greetings. So I went with the deer set, Peaceful Deer, because it has little trees. It has little things like let's celebrate. It's the best time of the year. Merry Christmas, sending love and peace this season. Just dig through what you have and see if you've got some little images, little stamps and greetings that will work. And then you need one more thing. You need a to and a from. Stampin' Up! Puts to and from in multiple stamp sets, but not every holiday stamp set. So look for a to and a from and see if you've got some. They've done it for years, so I know that you'll have probably something that will have that. So we're going to start with that to and the from. And we're going to go on ahead and use Mossy Meadow. And I'm going to use the tree image from the Evergreen Elegance. And I'm going to stamp it. And then I'm going to come down and stamp another one underneath to give me a little bit of depth, different heights. Okay. Stamp off. Just to get some different tree images going there. Okay. Next, I want to take Real Red. And I'm going to use the to and the from. And most of the time, they're tos and froms. Most of the time, they're one piece. They come together connected. Not always. The old ones are more apt to have been separated. And I'm just going to put a to and a from here. And that's going on the inside of my circle. The inside of my hinged piece. So could you work with hinge pieces for rectangles and stamped things like squares or ovals or any? Yes, you can. It works for any of them. You just have to play with it a little bit, but it will work. Okay. Next, I'm going to take a hole punch, and they do no longer have this hole punch. This is a small hole punch. I don't know if I've got my hand in the right area that you can see it or not. It is a small one, about 1/8 of an inch. And they used to carry these and they got rid of them. And I have a feeling you can buy these at many of the, just go online. I'm sure Amazon probably carries it. Or you can go online to other things such as Staples or any of that stuff. All right. Okay, I'm going to slide this in and I'm just going to eyeball it. You know me, eyeball. And I'm going to poke through all of those layers, hopefully. Like so. Okay. And then I've got my area that I can put my string through. And then I'm going to take a punch. Any of your punches. Any of your die cuts, just pull them out and start layering them, trying different things, seeing what you can come up with, okay? All right, let's take the one that says Merry Christmas, and let's just put it right in the middle here. I'm far enough up here, I have to pull it down, Connie, just a little. That's not bad. And now let's take the pine boughs and switch back to Mossy Meadow. And I'm going to put the pine boughs on the bottom here. And I'm going to put the pine boughs on top. And I'm simply going to put some dimensionals on it, and my tag is done. And this was a simple, simple tag. It was so nice to have that rain. I just, I don't know. I get tired of the dust. I know that if you live out in the country too, you really have to get tired of dusty stuff. So it's just nice to have the rain come and clean the air a little bit and just get rid of all of that stuff. So I hear Jim, I'd say he is home from physical therapy. He is doing better, guys. The hip is improving. And now Shelby is going to bark at him. Just like that. fact, I think I got it off a little crooked, so let me see if I can straighten up a little. All right. And then I'm going to use the ribbon. There is in Playful Pets is what it's called, and it is still in this year's annual catalog, and it is a real thin, it's 1/8 inch red, real red ribbon. And then they also have, it pairs up with a black and white baker's twine, which is a nice combination to have. Sometimes they pair it up with a ribbon that I really don't care about having. So, but this is a good set to keep in mind. And you can either do it this way. I'll do it one way real fast. Like so. Just poke it through. And then even it up at the top and tie a bow or tie a knot and trim it off. Okay. My charms sometimes get caught in my scissors. Like so. Now, there's a problem. I'm not into the knot thing. I don't care to see the knot, but it will allow you to do this and close it, and you're still just fine. Up and close, and it's still fine. The way I prefer my tags is I loop them. And I will show this one to you how I loop it. Fold it in half. Poke the ribbon from the back to the front at the loop. You want the loop to come through. Okay. Pull your loop up enough that you can bring these strings through it. Like so. And it just comes through the loop. And tighten it. I like that better. I don't like the knot showing. The only problem is when you do this, it will loosen a little bit and you have to close it back down if you want to. But let's face it, you're gonna put this on a package and they're gonna look at it one time and then they're gonna go, okay, done. So, you know, don't worry about that. If it has to be closed a couple of times, it's fine. All right, so let's do a couple more. Okay, so let's start with a pear pizzazz again. In fact, let's start with this one. Let's do Mossy Meadow. And I have a pear pizzazz circle underneath, so I'm gonna add an extra layer to it. And then I added a die cut, and it's kind of hard to see with that plaid. Let me pull it up and see if I can get it up where you can see the, yeah, now you can see the die cut. And again, those die cuts are from the Hippos and Friends die, okay? And then I'm gonna take another label that is from Tasteful Labels. And I'm gonna go on ahead and I'm gonna stamp the Merry Christmas across the top again. Lost it. Got to pull it down, guys, so I can see where I'm at. Okay. Then I'm going to take crushed curry, and there are some stars that are inside of the stamp set of Evergreen Elegance, and I'm just going to stamp a few pieces of star images around up here. All right, that wasn't good. I got a little piece of shadow there. It'll be fine. You guys know that's what happens when you're stamping and doing things on the TV. or online. All right, so I'm going to take this, and I don't like that. So we're going to turn it over. I want to just leave it without the stars. I'm going to go back to the Merry Christmas. It's not that that star bothered me. I just didn't like the stars on it. So I'm going back to Merry Christmas, and let me pull it down to make sure I'm even, and then I'll bring it back up to you. Okay. Now, let's come to the punch real fast. The punch is one, and I showed that with you last week. That might have been on Facebook Live. I don't remember on the group page or not. But you want to run your punch all the way through until you can almost see the edge of the green, or you can see the edge of the green over here. Now, when you come across this side, these trees only line up a certain way. You have to go 3 trees. You cannot do this and it will not line up right. So you have to come over and line it up with those and punch again. Again, it's not every 3 trees because this is not going to line up. It has to be that certain grouping of trees. And we go all the way across, and we can go again. And there it is. And you can get as much as you want, as many trees as you want. We're going to start with a piece that's this long, and we're going to take it and we're going to go on ahead and put it on this label. Like so. And I'm going to go on ahead and put some die cuts behind the tree, not die cuts, some glue behind the tree, the larger trees. And I'm going to put that right in here. Then I'm going to cut it down. Okay. Now I want to layer another layer on top of that. And I'm going to offset it by putting them this way. And I'm going to put 2 trees, 2 of the large trees. Glue dots would also work. I didn't have glue dots out here, but they will work. And I'm going to offset those so that it makes it look more of a forest. And again, I'm going to trim it down. And trim it down. Then I'm going to cut across on the bottom. And I'm not even going to worry about trimming the corners out. I'm just going to leave it like that. Put some pieces here, some dimensionals. Now, some people are not into tags. Some people are not into home decor. Some people only want cards. But then I have some people that don't want cards. So I have to try to do a variety of things. And the other thing is, I think it's nice to be able to see the versatility of what you can do with your stamps and your punches. What can you do to make it different, unique? Okay? All right, a little more ribbon. And I'm going to poke through here. I thought Jonna might show up during the time we were videoing. We originally said 10:30, but I sent her a text and said, hey, you just will come on. So she still may show up here. So I come through, open up the loop, and you just have to get the strings through there. So maybe I can make this a little bigger. open the loop, pull the strings through. That should give you enough to be able to see it. Okay? And then I'll trim those off, and that one's done. So layering your trees, Connie, will give you more depth with the trees and make it look like you have a true forest instead of just a few rows of trees. Okay, and we're gonna do one more. And this one we're gonna start from the beginning and go. We're gonna start with the hinge. This is Pear Pizzazz. And I'm gonna go with Mossy Meadow Circle. Okay, Mossy Meadow Circle. And then I'm gonna go with one of these die cuts again. And let's turn the stripes at an angle so we're not worrying about whether they're going straight up and down. We can angle it. There is no top or bottom to this die cut. It just kind of goes every direction. So we're gonna turn it this way on a bias cut. Okay, diagonal. And then I have to poke my hole or hole punch all the way through it. Okay, we're going to do the inside circle, and then I'll have to do another punch. I probably could have gotten through all those layers, but that was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I wasn't going to push it, so we're going to go on ahead and do that. And let's get one of the trees again from, no, let's do the pine bough again. I like the pine bough. Let's do the pine bough in Mossy Meadow. For those of you that are late, we are doing Christmas tags, a different kind. I showed her how to layer your scalloped circle so that you can cut it with a hinge on it. We're going to use Real Red and put the 2 in the from on the middle of it. So when I come together to do these, I don't come with a planned piece. More times than not, you're not going to see one completely finished because I am kind of playing off my head, just trying to gather a few things to see what will work and get one started and call it good. So sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. That's okay. Like somebody said once, you need to learn how to fix things. All right, so because I have added another layer, I need to make sure I can get that hole to punch through, and I'm just gonna wiggle it until I'm in that original hole. And there it is. And there's our inside, okay? And then on the front, let's do another punch. And let's do a greeting that says, wishing you a wonderful year of friendships and friendships dear. I ended up using the stamp with the deer on it, Peaceful Deer, because it has small images, it has small greetings. Well, it's not very straight. We'll turn it over. Better. And I'm using the same tree again, but I'm just going to kind of stagger it a little bit to give me, even though it's a giant tree, I don't have to worry about using the whole thing. I'm just using a portion of the tree. There it is. And I put on with dimensionals, and we are done, and it is 10 o'clock. I could make tags all year long, and I think it's because I love Christmas, that it's little. They don't take much. You can play and make some tags and put them back away and not have a whole mess out, and just still kind of keep Christmas going all year. Okay, there's that. Put some string in it and we are done. Almost done here. There we go. Okay, so there's our tags, guys. Wishing you a wonderful year and friendships, dear. The to and the from on the inside. Here's one that had the punch trees on it and we layered it. And then here's one over here that was the one that I brought out first that I had already did finish. And then we have, hi Jamie Sue, how are you today? Nice to have you guys with us. I think, Lynn, I think I see that you're there too. Hey, thank you. They are nice. I enjoy making tags. And here's a simple one. These three all have double layers. They have a circle under the die cut so that you have the white showing. Here's Pear Pizzazz. Here's the Mossy Meadow. This one, I just put the die cut of the circle directly on. So you don't have to do a lot of layering if you don't want to. You can use punches. But the whole idea is that you've got the hinge and it works and it's one piece. Okay? All right, guys. Thanks for being with me today. And I will be back tomorrow with the group page. Pam should be back tomorrow, but I don't think I'm going to ask her to, it's not April Fool's, so I'm not going to try to trick her into doing anything like, hey, you're in charge of tomorrow night's show. Did you know that? That would not be nice. So instead, I will figure something out, and we will continue on with the the Evergreen Elegance this week. So take care, and we will talk later. Bye-bye.